Hi, tell us your birth name and what year you were born and where you were born.
Okay, I was born in Darmstadt, Germany. I was born May 23, 20. What was the other one?
1920?
1920.
Yeah, and what was your name when you were born?
My name was Marianne Wolf, Wolff.
Did you have a middle name?
A middle name? No, we didn't have middle names in those days.
Okay. And do you know how old your parents were when you were born?
Oh my God. It was after World War I. And how old were my parents? Probably in their late 20s, early 30s, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Late 20s, early 30s. And talk about the siblings. Were you the birth order? Your siblings.
Siblings, I had a brother and a sister.
And their names and...
The brother was Helmut, Helmut, Wolf, and the sibling was Erika, Erika.
And what order siblings? Who was the oldest, middle, and youngest?
I was the oldest. And then came Erika, and then came I. And Erika was a little bit handicapped because she had some kind of a mid-ear infection that they couldn't cure in those days. So her mind wasn't quite there. So she had to be institutionalized. She didn't live at home with us.
From the time she was born, basically?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How much younger was she than you?
3 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And what did your parents do for jobs?
For a job, my father was a doctor. He was an OB-GYN. He practiced medicine in Darmstadt.
Mm-hmm. Did your mom work?
No, my mom in those days didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
She was the one that kept the house beautiful. And he was a little introverted and she was extroverted, so she kind of helped him along with socializing.
Mm-hmm. And when you were younger, do you remember your favorite things to do as a child?
Favorite things to do, climbing mountains if possible, with my dad. I love to climb rock walls and mountains.
Do you remember things that your parents liked to do for fun?
What my parents did for fun? Parents did for fun. My father was busy with his medical practice. My mother kept the house beautiful and saw that we had parties and all that kind of thing, socialized.
Mm-hmm. And did your mom cook? Did your mom cook?
My mom, we had servants who took care of that. And no, she didn't have to do much of anything except put fresh flowers on the tables and stuff like that.
And what kind of food did you eat when you were a kid?
What kind of food? That's going back pretty far. My favorite food was a hot chocolate pudding with vanilla sauce.
Oh.
I'm starting at the end. That was cooked in a mold and put in hot water, and then you could invert it. That was very good.
Cool. Were you a picky eater?
Not too much, I don't think so.
Did you guys eat like a lot of different genres of food, or was it mostly German food?
Mostly German food.
Did you have any pets?
Yes, I had a dog.
And did you grow up with any religion?
Did I grow up with a new religion?
Were you religious? Did you have a
No.
religion growing up?
No.
You were Jewish, right? But not by practice.
not a practicing Jew, if that's the word to use.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But your both parents were Jewish.
Yes.
Is there anything else? What kind of student were you as a child
Student?
in school?
I was good.
Did you know what you wanted to be when you grew up, or was it always assumed that you would be a mom and not work?
I did not have a specific thing I wanted to do. I knew I did not want to be a teacher. Languages are easy for me, but I did not want to be a teacher. And about that time, there was an ad in the Dallas newspaper that they were looking for a translator interpreter from German into English and back and forth. And that was my cup of tea. It's exactly what I wanted. So I worked in an alien internment camp in Kennedy, Texas, after I graduated from SMU, Southern Methodist, and worked there as a translator because what we had were German internees from South America, and we had men only, and other camps had, like the Japanese that you hear about from time to time. So what we had is Germans from South America that Roosevelt wanted out of South America. He was afraid there would be people coming in from Germany via South America. So he said to the countries, bring up all these people, we will take care of them. We'll look after them. And they shipped them without any examination, without any reason to ship them up here. But the South American countries were happy to take over their coffee plantations, whatever they had down there, and just confiscated them.
And so this was after you graduated college?
Yes.
Do you remember going back in time when you moved to United States? How old were you and what
16.
happened? Yeah, so you were 16, and what happened when you moved here? Do you remember what it was like to move?
What it was like to move, or what it was like to be in America?
Both.
It was a situation we felt that Hitler was going to do us harm, and so my dad had enough sense to get out of the country in time. Getting used to life in America was difficult. It was very different because, well, I can't give you 100 different explanations of that.
And when you came over here, did you fly or take a boat, or how did you get to America?
How did I cry?
No, how did you get here?
By ship.
And do you remember, like, packing and moving, that whole process?
Yeah, my parents took pretty much care of it, and they had sent me to Switzerland to a girls' school so I could learn housekeeping and cooking and all that stuff.
So did you go straight from Switzerland to the boat, or did you come home in between?
No, we went back to Darmstadt where I was born, and then everything was packed, and we were able to take our furniture. We could take small appliances, such as my father had all kinds of medical equipment, and also he was a photographer, so he brought a couple of Leicas with him to sell in America because we had nothing to start with.
And do you remember what year it was?
Yes, 1936.
And how old were you?
16.
And then was it exciting, scary? Like, how did you feel about it?
What about coming to America? I had no preconception.
And then did you come with your brother and your parents and any other family members? Aunts and uncles or relatives?
No, my parents, my brother and I.
Mm-hmm. What about your grandparents?
Grandparents. I guess they stayed.
Mm-hmm. What about friends? Did you know anybody else coming over?
My father, who was a doctor, had made contact with a doctor with a different specialty, and this guy promised him to help him get started in Texas because there was a shortage of doctors in Dallas. So they were happy to get doctors, and that's the reason for going there.
What was high school in Texas like?
I had finished high school in Germany, but to improve my English, I was going to high school in Dallas, which was very different. I was dead serious, and my colleagues or the other students in class, they were kind of giggly teenagers that I had nothing in common with.
Mm-hmm.
So that much for that.
Did you learn English in Germany or not until you got
We
here?
took classes in English, but they were British English. So you say tomato, I say tomato. You say potato, I say potato. Yeah.
Were there...
They had trouble understanding me, but we had a French teacher who had traveled. She was internationally schooled, and she kind of interpreted for me because she could understand me.
And how old were you when you got married?
How old was I when I got married?
Or what year it was?
I can't tell you that right now. I'd have to research it.
Do you think you were in your early 20s, mid 20s, 30s?
I would say late 20s.
And then how did you meet your husband?
I think I was trying to tell you that I worked at an alien internment camp as a translator. When that closed down, I moved to New York and worked for the intelligence department there. And there, my parents knew somebody who introduced me to what became my husband.
Was he German too?
Was he 30?
German.
German, yes.
Okay, and then how long were you married?
Oh, God.
13 years.
13 years?
I think so.
Okay, I got some help here. 13 years.
Okay.
Said she carrying this salad. Okay, sorry.
And then anything else about the marriage you'd want to say on the video?
My then husband had family that had the Eberhard Faber Pencil Company as a way to make a living in Bolivia. Bolivia was the last country that still accepted refugees in those days. So he decided a poor country like Bolivia probably would be a good market for him, which was a little not quite so, because the peasants there didn't really need fancy fountain pens or so, but somehow they made it.
So he flew to Bolivia to do work, or he was from there?
He was part of the company that they had founded down there.
He was part of a company they founded in Bolivia?
He was a what?
Oh, he was part of a company that worked with Bolivia, that worked with clients in Bolivia?
Uh-huh.
And then that was before you got married or while you were married?
That was, we married in Dallas,
Okay.
and then